talk about the deal of the century. Me and Keith Whitley, when we first started, we were going to see Ralph in this little old beer joint over in West Virginia, right across the line from Kentucky, from Louisa, Kentucky. Of course, Dad had to take us over there because we wasn't old enough to even get in, really. I was 15 years old and couldn't drive, so Dad took us, and Keith's brother Dwight went along, and get over there and waiting around for Ralph to show up. And for some reason, I have no idea how this guy knew, but the beer joint owner came up to us and said, "Y'all bring your instruments with you?" I looked at Dad, and Dad said, "Yeah, we got them." Dad never left home without our instruments. He should have got commission on the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. But anyway, Ralph had called and said that he had a flat tire on the bus, and them things ain't easy to just fix just right off the bat, you know. So there's going to be about 30, 40 minutes late. So the place was full. It must have had 100 people in there. Not like we have tonight. Thank you very much for a nice show up here. We appreciate that. But anyway, we get over there and we get up on the stage and sing some songs, you know, to kind of keep the crowd going till Ralph got there and the boys. Well, the only bad thing about that whole thing was that the only songs me and Keith knew were Stanley Brothers songs. That's something you never want to do if you're going to open for somebody. Don't be singing their songs, son. That is not good etiquette. That's idiot right there. Anyway, finally they got there. And all the boys was heading back to the dressing room to get going, and because they knew they was late and everything, get their guitars out and get tuned up and fiddle and all. Well, Ralph didn't go to the back room. Ralph pulled up a bar stool and just sat there and stared right at me. And he was sitting like right there in my eye. And I kept kind of doing that, you know, looking at Keith a little bit more. But I knew he was sitting over there just eyeing me because I was singing his tenor parts. And I felt about this big. And anyway, finally he got up and went on back there. It's like, God, thank you, Jesus. And anyway, but we get back there and put our instruments up, and Ralph said, "You boys did a fine job." He said, "Thank you for helping me out." And, you know, and we said, "Oh, gosh, we're just so ashamed to be in your dressing room." All that, you know, and so Ralph gets up and sings a while, and after a while he just starts just bragging on us. And we're sitting there like, oh my goodness, what's this all about? Well, it wasn't long till he asked us to join his band and go out and play the rest of the summer. That's what we were doing on our summer vacation, was playing with Ralph Stanley. Not picking cucumbers, not picking tomatoes, not putting up hay. Yeah. Stuff like that. Son, we had us a real job. Ralph paid us $25 for Friday, $25 for Saturday, and $30, I think. No, let's see. That's right. No, that was it. The first year out was he was just paying us $25 when we did a date, and he got paid. He wasn't making probably more than $200, and so it was awful nice of him to pay us a little bit. But that started a great relationship with Ralph that lasted till I saw him be buried. You know, I went to his funeral, and I loved him. He was the best and did so many things for me. Even all the years when I was playing country music and playing with Emmy Lou, people would come up to him and say, "Well, that's really bad that old Rick said he left you. He said he went out there and started playing that country music." Ralph said, he'll be back. He loves this old music, so he'll use it in his new music, and he'll be back to it someday. Prophesying. Thank you, Ralph. Anyway. But I'll just say all of that to just tell you how much that we love Ralph Stanley and Carter, his brother. They wrote some of the greatest songs in bluegrass music history and really set a standard. So here's one, an instrumental that I wrote. Just you can check your stock while I'm doing this if you want to. That's fine. Here we go. A little instrumental called Appalachian Joy. All right, Billy.